before we do get into it. They're made up of the former No Mercy team. For those who are familiar with the competitive scene, No Mercy is one of the top teams that we've ever had in Dead by Daylight. And they're complemented by some of the newest, strongest talents in the Russian community of Swatter and VKD. They want to show and prove that the Russian community can be a worthy competitor and can withstand the strongest teams as well. So very excited to see what they bring to the table here for the Invincible Kittens, representing the Russian community. It's all on their backs here. Prisma coming through is a team made up of Blind Riven, Seiko, Kobe, Nashtix, Zensk, and Quantum. You recognize Nashtix as he plays previously on Felony. He's come through as a fill-in for Prisma recently. They're a competitive team that has been competing in tournaments for around 3 years now, and all of their players have roughly around 2 to 3 years of competitive experience. They're extremely experienced team here. They feel they're very successful, and they sent us through a list of about 20 tournament wins over their last 3 years, which is very impressive. So I'm really excited to see what they bring to the table here. Like I said, this second match here is going to be played on the Dead Dog Saloon. We do have the survivors spawning in here. Prisma spawning in with Zensk. We are going to see Nashtix over here in that top left corner of the map with the gallows. Here is Volga for the Invincible Kittens playing Nurse. Look at the build he's come through. Very spicy. Hex Noed is going to be coming through just to solidify the chances that he can kill some survivors if they complete the generators. Does have Hex Ruin, Corrupt Intervention, and Pop Goes the Weasel. And look at that, that's a Serena found in a bush. There's going to be Blind Riven, Captain for Prisma, being in a chase early. Not what they were hoping for. That's a firecracker to try and get away from this one. Wasn't necessary as they had the distance and the dead hard to get through, but we'll see how Volga reacts with it. Playing the cacti to the corner of the map here. Very familiar position that we saw in game 1 of the matchup between Prisma and Eternal and Hanapek, who we do see here now. See exactly how they can play this one through. Volga finding a first down very quickly and going to be trying to hook around the shack area. Hex Ruin did get cleansed, if you heard that in the background there. See how Volga plays this one. You can see the survivors all spread out here. A generator there, surely going to be contested very shortly by the Nurse. And in fact, it is. It is going to be Pop Goes the Weasel applied to that generator, a 25% regression, and a quick rescue coming through onto Blind Riven. Borrowed time applied here from Nashtix to make sure that he has a second chance to get away from Volga's Nurse. Going to hold that blink behind the rock and recharge them to see if he can't catch here. 2 blinks in the pocket. Let's see how he does it. Remember, Dead Hard is the choice here for Blind Riven and is going to get him a couple of extra meters in this chase and a couple of precious seconds that his team required. A blink very short to predict the survivor, and the swing does come through onto Blind Riven. It is going to be an instant pickup as well into Blind Riven. Do they have decisive strike? Yes, they do. The skill has been checked, and a Sage 2 of this chase has begun. Volga going to have to try and rectify the situation as quickly as possible. It does have that second blink, and that is very speedy coming through from Volga. A second hook point, a second point coming through for Volga. First generator done for Prisma in the background. You can hear this generator chucking away just here. See, Volga does determine whether this is a generator he wants to kick with Pop Goes the Weasel. It does seem like that is going to be the case here. Nope, looking in lockers. I believe this was Zensyke who was working this generator earlier, but you can see they've moved on. So, bit of a scenario here where looking for a ghost that doesn't exist anymore. Very appropriate on the Glaive of Glenvale. That will be Pop applied to the generator, and the survivors now spreading their pressure out. And it seems like Volga wants to try and secure a kill very quickly, playing a very proxy camping style here in the back corner. There's only 2 directions that the survivors can come through, and he can see both of them very clearly. And I think that's exactly what he's going to want to do here, is at 4 gens remaining, try and get the survivor out. So let's go and have a look and see what the rest of Prisma are doing. We can see Prisma working a generator. Here's Zensyke and Nashtix as well. All 3 of them are on solo generators working through here as Volga going to secure this hook. Now, they don't secure any bonus points for camping. This was a very deliberate decision in our point scoring system. We didn't want to reward the killer extra points for playing like this. They've already gained quite a few points through the fact that survivor now can no longer escape. That's going to be a very early kill at 3 gens coming through for the Invincible Kittens. So that's 3 points total. And can he get to the generator? Pop it here. Oh, it's going to be close. Yeah, it seems like the survivor here is no longer there. Kobe now playing underneath the gallows. Another generator completed, though, for Prisma. It looks like it's going to be NashTix sprint bursting away to try and get some distance here. Now, the question is, how far can Prisma push this? They've already completed quite a few generators as the Volga switches targets on towards Kobe here. They've already completed quite a few generators, 3 total, giving them a total of 6 points onto their scoreboard. They need 2 more, and in theory, they could pop those 2 generators whilst Kobe takes the chase here for the team. But have they dealt with the Hex Noed? They don't know that exists, but they can expect it. Very common in the Russian scene that the killer will bring Hex Noed to secure themselves an endgame victory potentially. Some great looping coming through from Kobe. Doesn't decide to drop the tag pallet. That's another generator done. With NashTix, the swing comes through. We'll try and get vision onto NashTix in just a second. There he is. In fact, that's Zen trying to pop the generator on the gallows as quickly as possible. How much progress is on it? Oh, it's about 95%. He's actually going to leave it. What for? Are we Kobe? Are we're just going away. We're playing it safe here. Fair enough. Draws the aggro. NashTix will get the rescue with borrowed time, remember. That's going to be 25% regression on that generator. It was roughly 95, now 70. A lot of progress. Knocked off the generator. We'll see how Prisma determine to deal with it. NashTix going up. Oh, and the blink down onto the bottom of the gallows. Oh, and NashTix flies off into the loving arms of Volga. You can't stun the nurse while she's in a fatigue state, so that pallet has been purely wasted. NashTix going to have to try and get some massive distance. NashTix, previously team captain for Felony, plays with one of the best nurses in the competitive scene, Dabs, so you would expect them to be well-versed in the theory of looping a nurse. He's going to be trying to showcase that here, but Volga's not ready to let this generator fly on the gallows. Does sound like we have a blink bug coming through here. We'll see how that affects them. It can be rectified by the killer just holding their blink for 5 to 7 seconds. A dead hard comes through from Zen. Going to give him distance here. This generator roughly sitting at 80%. Looks like Volga's going to blink up here to give it a little bit of a regression here with the damage. What's Kobe doing? Kobe is healed. Looks like they're all resetting here. This is a wise decision from Prisma. Currently 8 points in their pocket, but oh no. What's that? Is she coming? Did she not see them? The fire barrel blocked their vision, or Volga doesn't want to risk it. Either case, but I think it may have blocked it. Beautiful 3-gen, by the way, that I haven't noted just yet, but you can see in the background here the gallow gen, the main building gen, and then a generator right up towards the top of the map as well. Full reset has come through from Prisma. You can see NashTix going to take some aggro here from Volga. I'll be curious to see how willing Volga is to move away from his 3-gen setup here. I'm also interested to see how many of these old tokens may have been cleansed by Prisma. I'm going to take the hit and then rotate back towards the generator here that you can see Prisma have one man up towards the main building. It looks like Zen is actually going to reset NashTix. So they're playing this very slow. Very, very slowly here. They need to get each other into position so that they can attack all of the generators at the same time and try and spread the pressure out on Volga here. They've already lost Blind Riven quite early on. But in theory, they do have the opportunity to complete the generator and get a 3-man escape, which would be ideal on the Dead Dog Saloon. Volga locates Nash. Full blink over towards his position. Nash playing the D-War here. Is going to get hit. And Volga again going to be rotating back towards the generators here to protect and make sure that they do not get any progress. Is there a survivor up there? Nope. Zen again going to be resetting, and Prisma putting Kobe putting a little bit of pressure onto this main building gen, which I think Volga has just noticed. Yep. So he's going to blink up here and make sure that he can hold off any potential regression. Nurse dealing with this scenario very well due to her ability to blink up onto the platforms with ease. I don't even know how Prisma deal with this situation. They need to have someone on the gallows gen. They need to have someone realistically playing that generator towards the top of the map and someone playing the main building. And I guess they have Kobe up in that position. You can see Zen is playing so far back. Kobe has been spotted up on towards that main building gen, and Volga just slowly making their way up to that full blink. This is the blink through the wall here, which will give Kobe Kobe some distance. I believe Kobe has been hooked only once, so there's no real benefit from chasing here blindly. You have the 2 points for hooking Blind Ribbon twice, and then the Death Point as well, and then the fourth point comes from hooking Blind Ribbon once. Nash now in the back of the map. He's trying to apply pressure to that top generator, like we talked would be necessary for Prisma. Great blink coming through from Volga. Predicts that Nash was just fronting a pallet stun. The reverse pallet stun though. Nash goes, all right, you want to play? I'll play, big boy. And gets it onto the nurse. Gonna potentially move away from this. That little sound you hear there is small game going off. So that means totems are still in the map. And if Prisma somehow are able to get themselves out of this 3-gen position, they will have to deal with the Hex Nowhere. Kobe using line of sight breakers to his full advantage here to gain full distance on Volga, who realistically probably doesn't want to move too far away from this 3-gen. Such a hard position to be in for Prisma. The round of 16 is a single elimination stage of the tournament. It is all to play for right now. The 8 teams that do go through will go into a double elimination bracket, and things will be a little bit less strenuous, I suppose, for these teams. But here today on day 1, it's all to play for. It's do or die. And you can see the players are taking no risks here versus Volga's nurse. See why Volga previously was on no mercy. He is not showing any. Nash up towards the top of the map once more. A second blink lands directly on this ace. We'll see if Volga now commits to a chase here. He has a really good position to do so. That second blink, beautiful onto Nash. And I think this is excellent for Volga because he gets the hook onto Nash and he's progressing the game whilst these generators have regressing, and gets Pop Goes the Weasel. And look at this hook. This hook was meant to be for this 3-gen. It is directly in the center of the triangle. Volga's going to be like, come and get him, boys. Generator above here, I think, was being worked on by Zen, who has got some distance. You can see there on the camera here on Nash. Looks like Volga is going to play a very, very control-heavy game here and is actually waiting to determine where's best to use that Pop Goes the Weasel. Blink up onto the main building. You can see this generator has received a lot of progress. That is going to be a deliverance coming through from Nash. Has held it in his back pocket this entire time. 25% regression onto the main building generator. And Nash, he's ran all the way back here towards the water tower. Zen, cautiously making his way onto the gallows, wants to try and pressure Volga out here if possible. You can see Prisma currently dealing with the nurse here up on the top of the main building. Gonna stop that generator from crashing. Volga blinking on over, and does look like he wants to commit to Zen. There's the hit coming through, and look at who he's left. We saw Nash as well. Does he switch targets onto Nash because Nash has hook state already? That's the question we're asking ourselves. There it is. Beautiful blinking coming through from Volga, and potentially in time to be able to prevent Kobe from finishing the generator up. Oh my lord! Was that an attempt at a flashlight? It was, but it wasn't in time. Oh, Nash almost made Volga look like a fool, but the pressure was too much for the ex-felony captain. Kobe working it. Look, the progress is quick. Can he commit? No, he doesn't want to. Volga is going to pressure the near off of this generator. Landing so close. Oh, the whiff comes through. Potentially, Kobe could rotate back towards the generator and get the gen working. Bit of a spectator glitch here, but you can see the nurse has reappeared on our screens. And unfortunately for Volga, not quite dealing with the indoor of this main building. This generator was literally sitting at roughly 98%, but now regress once more, 25% through from that Pop Goes the Weasel kick. And remember, even if Prisma are able to get out of this situation, a dire one for sure, there's still the possibility of Hex Nowhere to come through. Prisma now relying on Kobe's run to try and get them some time on to the gallows. Gen does have good progress. It wasn't kicked at all with the Pop Goes the Weasel, and so potentially Nash and Zen can come through to get that done. I love the way that Kobe is currently looping around the basement stairs here, trying to put more difficulty on the shoulders of Volga's nurse. But finally able to rectify the looping, and Volga will find the down. We switch over, and there's the generator. It is done. The generators have been completed. Prisma have found themselves out of this situation, and now Nash is going to try and search for that small game proc that he's heard so many times. But will he find is the question. Olga looking in the basement. You can see Hex Node has been activated. He's spotted Zen over towards the exit gate here near the water tower. He's just going to be sitting in between, waiting. Is this a lit totem that we're cleansing? I think it is from Nash. It should be the Hex Node removed just now. And the risk of being insta-downed comes through. Look at him hiding in the bush. Cheeky. He's going for the light burn, but it's so hard to do with a flashlight into the nurse when she's blinking towards you. There's going to be Nash now in a chase, trying to find another hook state. The stun comes through from Nash, and Volga now going to be looking to try and clean this one up. Blinking into the pallet, right past Ash. Ace, I should say. This exit gate looks to be completed. Is it? Can Zen get out? It is. Completed. That is going to be an escape coming through for Prisma. That is going to be Kobe dying on the hook, and that's going to be now Nash attempting to try and find a hatch escape, and he has. That's the hatch, and that's going to be a 2-man out for Prisma. Honestly, an excellent result considering the predicament they found themselves here in the 3-gen, able to break it with only 3 members of their team, with Blind Ribbon exiting so early. And the 2-man escape does come through. The team Prisma. What an exciting game here on the Dead Dog Saloon. We'll tally up that score and see where we stand here for game 1 of this second match here. On the wrong scene here, we haven't determined a winner just yet. It is game 1 only so far having been played out, and you can see the final score from that first game is Prisma 14, Invincible Kittens 8. 6 hooks and 2 deaths come through to calculate that score. That's a lot of hook states actually coming through in this match. A very good result coming through from Volga's nurse. We'll have to see if Prisma are able to do better when they switch their killer role. They're able to secure a better lockdown potentially coming through. Invincible Kittens pocket here if they're going to be able to bring this back. We do get the spawn coming through. You can see the teams all spread out here. And what is this? It is a spirit, a wobbly spirit. Bit of a spectator cam bag. So we will have to deal with this. But I do want to see exactly if she is able to find anyone early. Standing still. A little bit of a mind game. Just seeing if anyone's back there. I love that from Seiko. Just, seeing if anyone moves. Because he stood still. You can see VKD here on the other side of the map with Olga, who just played nurse for the Invincible Kittens. 6 Yaka playing towards the main building, and it looks like Swatter may be in a chase. No? He wants to take aggro. Or we may have just missed a little bit of action, because that was a firecracker going down and a fast fault as well during the corrupt intervention, a very peculiar way to get the killer's attention. Not the way normally. In fact, I think he's actually lost Seiko here. So potentially what we've had happen here is Swatter pull Seiko over here and then lose him immediately. He was just behind the rock. Seiko. Where are your ears at? Very unfortunate for Seiko's Prisma. Prisma's Seiko, I should say. Not being able to hear the Claudette so close, and potentially a lot of time wasted here on the corrupted intervention. Another 30 seconds roughly remaining. Seiko as well. He's just going to set up the map now. You can see the quick activation charge has been brought, as well as that sports state cap, which is going to extend the movement speed out just a little bit. And there it is. Now the quarter has been spotted and heard, and the chase has begun just before corrupt intervention has expired here. Going to be Seiko trying to find Swatter as quickly as possible, relying on scratch marks, sounds, and it all. Sees the blood heading out towards the rock here, and that should be Swatter in a little bit of trouble. We'll see how he plays this towards this window, and the pallet still up. Remember, can he get the swing? Oh, he's missed him. Nerves on Prisma as the killer's FOV just too small. Heading into a phase walk now. Is it a fake though is the question. Seems like it was, as the wobbly camera comes through. That's the power recovered now. That's Swatter playing around the pallet. Trying to get some vision onto the spirit. Towards the back of the map, you can see now Seiko going for it. Scouting, searching, sees the scratch marks, but so far, Seiko really struggling to find the survivor on this map. And I will say, on the Grave of Glenvale, though there is so much grass to see moving around the map, sometimes it just hides those scratch marks, and it can be pretty difficult to make things work. Let's have a look at the gem progress. XxShinobazuxX able to get one done on towards the main building. You see Volga here working one towards those rock area. VKD going to take a chase now towards Shack. Throwing that Shack pallet nice and early, not risking anything. And of course he wouldn't want to. Look, he's brought Deliverance, so he doesn't want to be the first to go down here. I believe that was a fake coming through from Seeker in an early pallet drop, but it's a relatively long loop. We'll see how he plays this versus the Spirit. Vault over. Seeker struggling in towards the main building. Hasn't broken over in any of these doors yet, but should be able to get the whack through the window, and in fact, he is able to. BKD now going to take a little bit of distance. We'll see exactly how Seeker wants to play this. A phase walk going down as he predicted. Oh, it sounds like he may have. He ran right past him, but can he get right into the chase? It looks like he's outplaying himself, mind gaming himself just a little bit. Another pallet drop. Put BKD in a difficult position. Power should be recovering in just a second, but that may be a fake. We've seen Seeker do it many times before. In fact, it was. Power has just recovered. You can see how long it takes for Spirit to recover. Can he get the hit on the phase walk here? 2 gens have already been completed for the Invincible Kittens, but there it is. The down does come through. And Seeker going to get their first point on the board. Let's have a little scout and see exactly what's going on. You can see Volga on the Gallo gen. Put it up to 50. Another generator gets completed here by Swatter. XxShinobazuxX going to have to move away from this generator here. Doesn't want to risk anything. Invincible Kittens. This is a clinical performance so far from their survivor side, as Seeker seems to be struggling a little bit on the Spirit. Listening to the footsteps as they run past. Looks like distance has been gained here by XxShinobazuxX. But I don't think he has enough distance to make it to a pallet here. Spirit is a 110% movement speed killer, and she swings and whiffs. That is so unfortunate to see from Seeker. Is this going to be a pallet fake? It is. Can he get more distance around towards the pallet here? It looks like he may go for it, but he fakes again. XxShinobazuxX really attempting to put some loops on Seeker. Tried to prop balance, landing off that small drop, but wasn't able to do so. Another generator just got completed. Oh no, Seeker seems to be crumbling. Looks to try and contest this generator here that has both Swatter, I believe. No, sorry, it's Volga and VKD who is working it. And you can see Volga tapping that generator, trying to produce less sound, but you can hear that generator sparking from miles away. Decisive Strike is still active for 30 seconds. And looks like VKD is going to make Seeker make the ultimate decision here. Volga should get that generator done in 30 seconds. This is an excellent play coming through from VKD. Really just betting that Seeker doesn't want to take the stun. And I think at this point he has to. He has to take the stun, or at least the possibility of a stun. There's only 50% chance that a survivor could have it. And there it is. The stun will come through. We'll see that skill check come out from Seeker. From VKD. And there it is. That is going to be the final generator done now. Seeker has to use this Hex Noed to generate as many hook states as possible. Can see the scratch marks and the grass moving, gets the swing. And that's going to be the Hex Noed revealed to Invincible Kittens. But if I am Invincible Kittens, I'm just taking the 3-man out. It doesn't matter what happens to VKD in this situation. I think Invincible Kittens can just secure the win by taking a 3-man out. That is going to be VKD on the hook. And you can see the rest of the team now grouping up towards this steampunk gate. And that will be the 3-man escape coming through from the Invincible Kittens. Score racking up, as you can see at the top of your screen here. It is going to be 24 points to 17. The Invincible Kittens able to decimate Prisma's Seeker. The Spirit not able to do enough here in the final moment of the Dead Dog Saloon. And it will be Invincible Kittens progressing over towards the round of 8, the double elimination tournament happening next week. Excellent stuff coming through from the Invincible Kittens, and now we start to see why these teams have so much respect for the Russian competitive Dead by Daylight players here. They were clinical with their looping, even taunting almost Seeker. Swatter early on with that firecracker to draw attention during the Corrupt Invention stage and give his team more time to spread around the map. I don't know if it was intentional, but if it was, that's some bold play for sure. You can see the point breakdown as well coming through, and it really is the difference of hooks and escapes there. Total of 6 points separating them over those two categories. And of course, 2 kills coming through for the Invincible Kittens to the one of Seeker. Commiserations to Prisma. Thank you for competing here in the best of the best tournament. That's going to be Invincible Kittens progressing over towards the double elimination. Let's pull up those standings and see it cross off Prisma's name in blood. and we will find out who we're playing next in this beautiful tournament of ours. Current standings populate. So far, 2 teams have progressed towards the double elimination. Team Kanapek striking out Eternal, and now Invincible Kittens strike out Prisma in Red Cold Blood. We'll see them both progressing to day 2 of this tournament. Put it in your calendars, Friday, the 11th of September, 1 p.m. Eastern, hopefully with more Hexy. Coming up next, we will have Buenado versus Agony. We'll see exactly what these 2 teams are able to bring to the table, to the trial, and what they're able to bring to this competition as well. Both formidable opponents. I can't wait. Should be a belter, of course.